More gun violence in New York City overnight. 6 people shot in Crown Heights, Brooklyn, and we're learning one of them has died.
Neighbors tell us they want long-lasting change.
More focus should be paid attention to the needs of inner cities to prevent it, as opposed to focusing on the violence, the cause of the violence is why the violence has happened.
This shooting comes amid calls for peace across New York City as gun violence continues to rise. CBS 2's John Diaz joins us live from President Street in Crown Heights with more. John.
Yeah, good morning, Dick and Mary. And authorities tell us that one of these shooting victims drove another to the hospital, but by the time they got there, there was nothing doctors can do. That 30-year-old man was pronounced dead. Meanwhile, though, take a look right here behind me. Authorities out here on scene investigating this deadly scene. Authorities say around at 2:15 this morning, a large group of people were in front of an apartment building by the corner of President Street and Franklin Avenue when 1 or 2 individuals approached and began shooting. Again, a 30-year-old man was shot in the torso and died at the hospital, and a 52-year-old woman who drove him to the hospital was also shot, unknown where, but she and 4 other people, though shot, are expected to live. We are told that of the victims, 2 of them are 19 years old and the other 2, 25 and 35 years old. Police say the suspect or suspects ran away right after, and we don't know a motive just yet this morning, but this is just the latest shooting in a series of ongoing gun violence plaguing New York City.
He was just learning how to talk. And some cowards took his life.
The grandmother of 1-year-old DeVell Gardner Jr. stood outside the Bed-Stuy Park Tuesday, where her grandson was fatally shot in his stroller 2 days prior. The baby's parents clutching his framed photos.
When is it going to stop? How many more lives have to be lost? How many mothers have to keep burying their kids?
The state attorney general, who's been investigating NYPD misconduct, applauded police for their response.
We may have our differences, but you better understand that they investigated this case. And I'm confident that there will be an arrest.
Tuesday, police say a 15-year-old boy and a 34-year-old man were killed in a double shooting in Far Rockaway, a neighborhood with one of the highest spikes in violence this summer.
We were moving towards going another year without a shooting, and since the COVID happened and everyone being isolated and trapped in their homes, we really seen an increase.
Community activist Tony Herbert is calling on Mayor Bill de Blasio to redeploy the NYPD's undercover anti-crime unit, largely tasked with getting guns off the street. The unit was disbanded last month amid protests against police brutality.
But we need their intel so we can get these guns off the street.
But Tuesday, the mayor continued to dismiss the notion of any correlation between dismantling the unit and the recent surge in shootings.
It was important to make a change in our strategy, but to use the talents of our officers in new and better ways. I have faith that we're going to make the adjustments we need to address this problem.
The police union president argues recent reforms in the wake of protests are making it harder for cops to do their jobs, such as a new city council bill that would ban chokeholds and officers from sitting, kneeling, or standing on a suspect's back or stomach. This NYPD training video obtained by CBS 2 instructs cops on what not to do, but offers few solutions for how to make an arrest.
These communities have a right to demand better policing and safer streets at the exact same time.
And back here in Crown Heights, police still investigating this deadly shooting. Meanwhile, police reported that 10 shooting incidents happened yesterday alone, with 13 victims, including those 2 fatalities. And happening later on this morning, thousands of people are expected to walk across the Brooklyn Bridge to City Hall, calling for an end to all this gun violence. They are calling this march a Power of Prayer march, and we are told that law enforcement groups will also be joining in. We are live this morning from Crown Heights, Brooklyn. John Diaz, CBS 2 News.
Thank you, John.